Good morning, children. Now, page number 11, fourth paragraph. He could see the screeching parrots moving more quickly just above his head. That is where we stopped in the last class. The bird disappeared among the trees. Now, a trickle of water came from the hillside. Trickle is a verb which means to fall in drops. Underline the word trickle. In brackets you may note down the part of speech. Verb trickling is a verb to fall in drops. ഇറ്റിറ്റായിട്ട് വീഴുക. Of water came from the hillside and the boy stopped to drink. He was so thirsty. He stopped there. He could see the trickling water drops. So he stopped to drink water. The water was so cold and sharp, but very refreshing. It was so cold. The water was so chill, and but the water was very refreshing. Underline the word refreshing in bracket. In your textbook itself, in brackets, you may note down adjective, ADJ. In brackets, you note down the part of speech adjective. And refreshing. Refreshing means making more fresh. Something which makes you more fresh is a refreshing experience. That is, here regarding water, it is very cool, energizing. ENERGIZING, energizing, reviving. Note down all the meanings. Reviving, REVIVING. So adjective, making more fresh, cool, energizing, reviving. These are the meanings. Note down all the meanings. It's learn more and more words in English so that you will be more, you can converse very well in English and you will be more thorough with the new words. It seemed to have the effect of making him more thirsty. He had little water. It was so cold. It was refreshing. It was cool. It was energizing. It was reviving. It made him more fresh. So, after drinking a little water, he felt more and more thirsty. The sun was striking his side of the hill. It was so hot. Sun was striking. It was extremely hot, sunny day, and the dusty path became hotter. Stones scorching the boy's feet. Underline the word scorching. It is an adjective, ADJ. In brackets, note down the part of speech. Adjective. Now, meaning is burning, very hot. So, the stones also, since it was very much sunny, the stones were very hot. They were burning and scorched the boy's feet. Scorched the boy's feet. He was sure he had gone halfway. He felt, definitely I have covered halfway towards the river. Definitely I have crossed the half distance. He had walked for over an hour. So now it was almost 1 hour. He finished walking 1 hour from his home towards the river. Presently, he saw another boy ahead of him. First, he met a woodcutter. Then he met a girl. Now, thirdly, he is now meeting another boy ahead of him, driving a few goats down the path. കുറച്ച് ആടുകളെ മേയ്ക്കുന്ന ഒരു പയ്യനെ കണ്ടു. So another boy who was driving a few goats down the path. How far is the river? He asked the same question which he asked to the other two people. How far is the river? The village boy smiled in a friendly way. വളരെ സൗഹാർദ്ദമായ ഒരു പുഞ്ചിരി. And said, the village boy replied, oh, not far. Just round the next hill and straight down. Oh, it is not so far from here. It is just round the next hill. You climb the next hill, when you go down the next hill, and then you walk, when you walk straight down, You will reach near the river. It is not so far, too far from here. The boy, feeling hungry, the boy was so hungry. He walked almost an hour now, unwrapped his loaf of bread and broke it in halves. You see, H-A-L-F. H-H-A-L-F. Half. Half means pagadi. Now the plural of half is halves. H-A-L-V-E-S. Half. Plural of half. Pagadi. H-A-L-F. So plural is halves. So he unwrapped. He opened the packet. He removed the paper. He opened it. He had a loaf of bread packed and kept in his pocket. See, now he opened it. He was feeling hungry. He broke it in halves. That is the sharing mentality, no? He would like to share a portion of the bread with the boy he met on the way. Offering one portion to the village boy. Such a noble gesture. Just opened his packet, unwrapped it, broke it into halves, piece pisaki. Just offered a portion to the boy he met. They sat on the hillside, both of them sat on the hillside, so that boy who was with his gods gave him company there to have that loaf of bread, and ate in silence. E-A-T, eat. Its past tense is ate. You cannot read it as ate. The pronunciation is ate. A-T-E. A-T-E is ate. Past tense of eat. And they both ate in silence. It was totally silent there. No horns of buses or no moving bikes, no roaring sound. It was so calm there, enjoying the company of nature. They both ate the loaf of bread, which was broken into halves. When they had finished, they walked on together and began talking and talking and talking. After finishing, after eating the bread, after finishing it, they walked together, talking and talking, discussing about many things. The boy did not notice the smarting of his feet. Underline the word smarting. It is an adjective, A-D-J. In brackets, you may note down the part of speech, adjective. And the meaning is, in your textbook, you may please note, to feel a stinging pain, kuttana vedana, smarting of his feet. It was so hot. It was a sunny day, extremely heat. So even the stones on the path, he was barefooted also. Stones on the path, it was stinging with pain. It was too hot. So smarting means it is an adjective. To feel a stinging pain, kuttana vedana. To feel the pricking pain, it is a nagging pain. And the heat of the sun and the distance he had covered and the distance he had yet to cover. The boy thought of the distance he had covered. Now he thought of the scorching sun, burning sun, and also the distance he has to cover in future. That is, he has to walk more. But after some time, his companion, the boy with his gods, had to diverge along another path. Underline the word diverge. It is a verb in bracket. You may write we. Put a small bracket and write we. Meaning is to move in different directions from a common point. These two boys walked and they reached a particular point, and from that point his companion, the boy whom he met on his way, had to diverge, has to move in a different direction. So diverge means to move in different directions from a common point along another path. And the boy was once more on his own. Now he was left alone. His companion moved through another path. He missed the village boy. he could not be seen. Now the boy is not at all visible from his path now. He has moved to a distance. His own home was also hidden from view by the side of the mountain. He just turned back. His own home was now not visible because it was hidden on the other side of the mountain. The river was not in sight either. Now he could not see his home, not the river either. Both are not visible now. He began to feel discouraged. That means he got a little afraid. He got little panic. He was little panic now. He was little frightened now. He was sorry he had finished the bread. He was little more hungry after walking such a long distance. But he had finished the bread which was kept with him. Nothing remains now. He might want it later. So actually he might want it later. That piece of bread, he need to have it later, but it is not at all with him now. He has finished eating it. He was determined to see the river. Strong determination to reach near the river, enjoy its beauty. He walked on along the hot, dusty, stony path, past mud huts and terraced fields until there were no more fields or huts. But he was very much determined. Now he was little frightened. He got panic. Nothing remains in his hand. But he moved ahead with strong determination. There were no more fields, no more huts. So there were only forests there. No more huts. So there is no possibility of seeing any human being there. So only forest. The sun was really hot, extremely hot, shining hot, and he moved with loneliness. Now there was no man of any sign of any sign of man's influence. No sign of a man, no sign of man's influence also. That means the belongings of man. Only trees, only rocks and bramble and flowers. Only silence. Underline the word bramble. Now thick forest, only trees, only rocks, only plants. Bramble is a noun. In brackets you may note it down as N, which means prickly shrub or bush. Prickly shrub or bush. So bramble means mullu kuthunna chedigal. Bramble and flowers, only silence there. There was a total silence. Bramble is a noun which means prickly shrub, SHRUB, or bush, BUSH. Silence was impressive. Oh, he enjoyed the silence. It was very much attractive. It was very much exciting. The silence was exciting and a little frightening too. Underline the word frightening. In brackets you may note it down as adjective, ADJ. Meaning is alarming, ALARMING, or terrifying, TERRIFYING. So the silence was very much impressive, exciting, attractive, and a little frightening. That is alarming or terrifying. It was different from the silence of a room or street. It was the silence of space, of the unknown, the silence of God. You see, it was totally different from the silence of space. When you sit in a room, when you enjoy the silence, when there is nobody at home, that silence is really different. Now it is a new place for him. So the silence little terrified him. He was frightened. It was the silence of God. ഈശ്വരൻ്റെ നിശബ്ദതയാണ്. ഈശ്വര സാന്നിധ്യം അവിടെ കാണാം. Then as the boy rounded a sharp bend, silence broke into sound. Now he moved through the path ahead. He rounded a sharp bend. ഒരു തിരിവൊക്കെ തിരിഞ്ഞ ഷാർപ്പ് തിരിവ് തിരിഞ്ഞ then the silence was broken into a huge sound, a sudden roaring sound. Roar, you know, Roaring means a harsh cry, a loud voice of water flowing, the sound of water waves, which the water was throwing over the rocks, the sound of roaring, sound of a roar, that is roaring sound of water. The sound of, it was the sound of the river. Far down in the valley, the river tumbled over rocks. Now, he reached the river now. He is now feeling the company there. He is enjoying the company there. He could see the roaring, he could hear the roaring sound. It was the sound of the river. Far down in the valley, he could see, the river was at a little distance from the place where he was standing. River tumbled, underline the word tumbled. It is a verb in bracket, you may note down as we. Tumbled means falling, rolling, toppling, T-O-P-P-L-I-N-G. Tumbled over the rocks. The river was falling over the rocks. The river was rolling over the rocks. The river was toppling over the rocks. The boy gasped, shwasam, dirgha shwasam ittu, and began to run. He could see the river now, so he began to run towards it. He wanted to feel it. He slipped and stumbled, but still he ran. Now he could see the river. Still he ran. Now to reach near the river, he ran from the point where he was standing. Now he slipped. On the way he slipped, veenu, and stumbled. Underline the word stumbled. It is a verb. In brackets you may write we, verb, and the meaning is to slip, to fall, to stagger. S-T-A-G-G-E-R. Nundi nadakkanakku. Valki, veenu, kaalu kutti, tadanyu. He slipped and stumbled. Stumbled, in brackets you may write it as verb, to slip, to fall, to stagger. But still he ran. He moved ahead quickly as far as possible. Then he was ankle deep in the painfully cold mountain water. Ankle, you know, where the girls wear anklet. Padaswaram dharikkunna sthalam. That is between the foot and the knee. Ankle we call it. Kalinte പാദത്തിൻ്റെ അടുത്തൊരു ഒരു മുഴയൊക്കെ കാണാം. പാദസ്വരം ഇടുന്ന സ്ഥലം. That is the place where we call it our ankle. We call it as our ankle. That is between the foot and the knee. See, he was ankle deep in the painfully cold mountain water. കാല് ജസ്റ്റ് വെള്ളത്തിൽ ഇറക്കി വെച്ചു. ഫുട്ട് till his ankle touches the water. See, it was so cold. It was so chill. The water was so, due to its chillness, the water was little painful. Painfully cold. സഹിക്കാൻ പറ്റാത്ത തണുപ്പ്. Painfully cold mountain water, and the water was blue and white and wonderful. See, the water was really blue in color, pure water. Stumbling water. The river tumbled over the rocks. The boy slipped and stumbled. He started running towards it. He was ankle deep, just ankle vare vellathinte vechu. It was painfully cold. The mountain water was painfully cold. Athra adhigam thanuppu, കാല് വെച്ചാൽ വേദനിപ്പിക്കുന്ന തണുപ്പ്. And the water was blue in color. It was white and wonderful. Such a wonderful water. He felt it as wonderful. That is, it was blue, it was white and wonderful. That was the experience of the boy who now he made his journey successful. When there was nobody at home, he started from his home, locked all his doors and windows. He started with a loaf of bread. He met a woodcutter, then a girl, then a boy, and now he reached towards the river. Thus we came to the end of this chapter. I already told you about the author Ruskin Bond. I will be giving you the sample profile in your notebook, and all the notes will be taken photo and it will be sent to you as PDF in your broadcast group. I will forward to your class teacher the whole chapter notes and activities also. We need to discuss activities. We have to discuss and write, and the meanings and question answers I shall take the photo and forward it to your class teacher, and it will be posted in your broadcast group. No need of worrying. I ask you to note down the meanings in your textbook and also the part of speech, so that you will be able to understand the lesson more easier. While you go through the words along with the meanings, it will be more catching. So I ask you to note down in your textbook. Your total notes will be given as PDF in your broadcast group. Don't worry about it. Now we have to go through the activities. So let me stop now. Thank you.